Hey guys, AirT is here, Air for short. I'm going to do an exclusive summon today. I'm hoping for one of the 5 stars, as everybody usually is. My favorite one is the Water Pioneer, so here's hoping. And I'm also going to talk about the runes for whatever monster we end up getting, even if it's not one of the 5 stars. Now, keep in mind that these are just suggestions, and you don't need to follow them if you don't want to, but also feel free to leave any runing suggestions of your own in the comment section below if I don't suggest something that you think might work. So let's open this, or do this, I suppose. Summon. Lightning. Oh, very cool. Okay, so he's not a 5 star, but I do not have him. This is the Fire Horus. Now, he is a defense type monster, and his skills are Overpower, deals damage to an enemy, and with a 50% chance, decreases its attack bar by 30%. So 50-50 chance of decreasing an attack bar by 30% isn't awful. It's not amazing, but it's useful if it happens. I'm sure you can probably level that up as you level the skill and make that more likely. And then we've got Defensive Stance, increases the defense of all allies for 2 turns, and decreases the chance of them receiving critical hits. So that's really good. That's really awesome against monsters like Verdaheil, who relies on critical hits in order to give the entire team a speed buff. So if everybody's got this buff on them, he's not going to be able to do that. So, and then also your teammates take less damage with increased defense and also not getting hit by critical hits. And we've got a third skill here, Strategic Prevention. Attacks an enemy absorbing 30% of its attack bar and stunning it for 1 turn with a 70% chance. The damage of the skill increases accordingly to your defense. So that's kind of cool. More defense means more damage. It looks like this skill is not really meant to do a lot of damage. I mean, he's a defense type, and this will scale according to defense, but usually the multiplying factors are not actually that high. And it looks like this skill is more to slow somebody down. So you'll absorb 30% of his attack bar. I'm assuming by absorb that this Horus will gain 30% of his attack bar in advance for the next turn if it succeeds in absorbing. And then it'll stun with a 70% chance, which I have a feeling you can probably increase to probably a 100% chance if you max out his skills. So, he's really cool looking, that's for sure. So we've got lowering attack bar, buffing everybody on the team, and potentially stunning and doing damage based on defense here. So how to rune him? Well, he's going to need a lot of focus because it looks like his main purpose is focus, is lowering attack bar and stunning. So you're gonna maybe use some focus runes, and I mean, I guess you could really rune him a few ways. You could make him really fast, give him some swift runes, give him swift guard for defense, or swift focus, and do speed on 2, and then do defense percentage on 4 and defense percentage on 6, and look for accuracy substats as well as speed substats. This will allow him to have a lot of turns. It'll also improve his defense with either guard runes, but having defense percentage on 4 and 6, which will help improve the damage that this skill does, but it also help him survive. Accuracy substats will help with the lowering of the attack bar as well as the stunning. Now, another thing you could do is you could just make him really tanky. I don't know if I advise that because he'll just basically be sitting there not doing much. I think you want him to have a few turns. So you could also do guard runes all around, or 2 sets of guard runes and focus runes. And then you can do either speed on 2 or defense percentage on 2. And then defense percentage on 4 or defense percentage on 6. If you can't get accuracy substats, put accuracy on 6. I think it's more, I think you want this monster mostly to debuff with that stun, but I think this is probably his most useful skill, to be honest. It's buffing everybody. and making them take a lot less damage, so that's quite nice. Another thing that you could do with him that I like to do with support monsters is Violent. Go Violent runes. You can go Violent Guard or Violent Focus. And if you do Violent, I would actually do Speed on 2, make them nice and fast, and then Defense Percentage again on 4 and 6, and Accuracy substats, Defense substats, as well as Speed substats. I think that would be a really great build for this monster if you can afford some Violent runes. Let's see, what else could you do with him? So we've got Swift Guard, Swift Focus, Violent Guard, Violent Focus, 3 sets of Guard, or 2 sets of Guard with a Focus set. Despair's not really useful because he doesn't have a skill that hits all enemies. Revenge would be useless on him because he's going to attack with this first skill. And if they attack, their attack bar is already at 0, so this isn't going to do anything. So Revenge is kind of useless for him. Now let's take a look at what happens when you awaken him. Sometimes I forget to actually look at this, and it can actually influence how you rune. He just gets a leadership skill, increasing the HP of all allies in the arena by 33%. So really, he's designed to keep everybody from taking as much damage as possible. So his leadership skill increases HP, and then his second skill increases the defense and lessens the chance of critical hits. So he's really designed to just help your allies not take damage with his leadership and this skill. This is reusable every 5 turns, but if you max it out, it's every 3 turns, which is really amazing. And it lasts for 2 turns. So Violent would be really great. You'd keep that buff up, and you'd keep him running around, stunning and whatnot. That would be my ultimate decision for him, would be Violent Guard, and Speed on 2, Defense Percentage on 4, and defense Percentage on 6, Accuracy substats, and Speed substats. And I think this guy would be quite useful for your team. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. Leave any suggestions of your own in the comment section below. He seems like a pretty solid monster to me. And yeah, till next time, peace.